Hello. Today, you know, I thought this high school esports thing was, good idea and all, and I thought, it was, I thought it was pretty good. I played Rocket League and made a team and all with my friends, and it was a good old time until they made this new system. All right, so let's take a look at this system. It's not that good at all, but in the system, okay, played the whole season. All right. We can pull up the thing right now. All right, ready for this. Ready for this. We're gonna go to competitions. All right. We're gonna go Rocket League. Okay. Look, we got seventh. We got seventh. Pretty dang good out of 333 teams. All right. Let's go to normal season. And yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at this. All right. So, top 16 make playoffs. I mean, that's what the rules say. That's what they say. And the higher placements you are, you'd make playoffs. Top 16 it would make sense. You have a nice little bracket system. Eight separate brackets, two teams on each. Yeah. So yeah. So we got seventh right here. We got 7 wins, 2 losses, and this right here. This isn't correct. Some teams actually have more than 8 wins, which is because they made makeup matches, and that's where we can basically, make up, have like an extra match in case we gotta miss a week for whatever reason, the usual. And so we did one of those. So that 7-2 would become a 6-2. All right. And I got proof on my matches page here. We can go like that. We can go to match history, and then we can go to Spring RL. We can go here. All right. Here we go. So we're actually gonna count this. All right. We're gonna count this. All right. Together. So we got 1 loss. All right. 1 loss. Okay. That was our first game. Okay. Next game. All right. Pretty good and good. 3-2. Pretty sure this was the game we reverse sweeped. It's pretty dang hyped about that. So we got 1-1. All right. Lost again, so like that kind of sucked. So I already did. So we got 2 losses, 1 win. Okay, so we're 1-2. All right, 1-2. 2-2. We got 3-3. I mean, what am I saying? 3-2, 3-2. And we got 4-2. We got 5-2. This was to make a match, but this would be 6-2. In this match, we make it 6 and well, that one was actually a that was the previous match actually. So our record, even if you take 2 off, would be 5-2, maybe 6-2, maybe. I mean, not really. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This counted as well. Okay. 7. Yeah, so we're 6-2 basically. Because that makeup match doesn't count, so we're 6-2. Okay. That's our record. And this proves it all. This was our record. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna go competitions. Back here. Alright, 6-2. Usual. 7th place. Yeah. And we're gonna go playoffs, We're supposed to make playoffs, because that's what the rules say. Top 16 make it. And yeah, I don't see our team here. But wait a second. There's one team that I saw that, I don't know, I've never seen before. Funny thing. They, right here. There they are. Disappeared. Look at that. Alright. This team, right here. Wasps Era 2020. Let's go back to good old normal season. Remember that name, okay? Wasps. All right, we're gonna go to 100. We're on the. Let's go all the way about. We're on the normal season. All right. So there we are, 7th. We'll look for the Wasps. All right. Going down. Yeah, someone down here. Yeah, top 16 make it. Remember that. 27th, huh? 4-3. So, explain to me how did this team make it? And none of these make it at all. Which realistically, none of them should make it at all, because top 16 make it. That's what the rule said. So we got 1 through 6. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. There's some other teams right here that just didn't make it for no reason. No reason at all. And let's go to some good old Discord. Go to some old Discord things. All right. Let's go. Let's go right. Let's go right here. So let's start it off. What is your name for your Rocket League team? CSUDRO. Apparently, it's 3 teams that are not top 16 that are in playoffs. Not saying you guys made playoffs. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm making this, to show that this whole thing is rigged and they don't know what they're doing, and that I spent $30 for 1 season, and this is the 2nd season, and they changed the system on me. Alright? They say the standings, which is this, is incorrect. Okay? Which it's right, it's not correct. Because, you know, I showed you earlier, they have a win that isn't supposed to be there, because that was like a make-a match, because if you missed a week, it would like replace it, and so on and so on. That doesn't even mean anything, because we're still 6-2. That's still a goddamn good ratio. And honestly, these other teams, they got 8 games total, or you know, less, or a little bit more. You know, they're 6-2. So we're we're automatically we're all, like, look at this, 5-3. That's the top 16 guy, last guy. So we're obviously supposed to be in top 16. All right. Apparently, this guy asked for the chain to be right. I don't believe they're completely. The tournament team took into account all the scores in MMR before determining who made it to playoffs. Okay, so I'm like, how does MMR have anything to do with a team make it to playoffs at all? We'll be a 7th. Top 16 make it. Yep. Supposed to, because in the rules, that's what it says. And yeah, I approve of that coming up. Yeah, I got 7 dude, variation off the other teams. It says, okay. How? Tell me how. By taking into considering wins in MMR. Okay, remember we're 6-2. That other team was 4-3. All right. Every team has an incredible match. So I mean, how a team with 5-3 wins. Well, actually, that's actually 4. And you say that right. Have a better ratio than a team with 7-2, which is basically 6-2. Disputes and MMR. What disputes exactly? We play this season clean. Yeah, the MMR still better have yada yada. It's all about your record. It depends on everyone's record. Everyone's record. Okay, what does he mean by that? Does he mean my players? Which doesn't make any sense because they don't know how much goals or saves my teammates got. It just doesn't make sense. And everyone's disputes. Well, we didn't have any disputes this season because we won or lost, and that's it. And it says record for what you can't see our games. Okay, is what I'm referring to as the record. So he says wins in MMR is what I'm referring to as a record, and yet we have a better win in MMR ratio. We did the math. Yeah, because a 4-3 ratio is worse than a 6-2 ratio. Because if any of us has passed, I don't know, algebra 2, you would. I mean, baby math. Come on. All right, this guy's the staff. This guy's the staff of the website, Discord, which is basically the only communication we have with them besides email. Okay. And yeah, I actually got banned because I told everyone in the Discord how it's rigged, and this is how I was going to show the video that it is rigged. All right. Let's get back into this. Okay, so we had to go through and remove teams that played extra games, okay? 8 games regular season, so yeah. The maximum is 8, but you can get more if you did a makeup match. And yeah, that was just like a backup. So it says 7-2 on here, but it's still 6-2, okay? Sorry that was the case, you keep referencing 7th place. He knows what I mean by 7th place. He means that my ratio is higher than more than I'm top 16. Like, it's just obvious. Yeah, a ton of teams play more than 8 games. Then what games did we miss? and we had to move the extra games. Visually on the site, we have the correct data and used to determine who made it to playoffs. Why do you need that when you can just have this? And if it doesn't go by this, then how did the players know if they made playoffs at all? And guess what? We don't. These teams, they have no clue. How come? There's multiple teams in this. I don't think this team made it. I don't think this team made it in their top 16, but this team did. Okay? Even better yet, how did a team way down here make it? It's 4-3. And how did none of these other teams that are literally like that make it as well? I mean, what the heck? These guys would make it. Why didn't win anyone else? Their ratio is absolute trash. Okay? And they have 4, 6, 7, they have 8 matches. Okay? So they played all their matches and not done a makeup. Okay? And without my makeup match, I would be 6-2. So, 4-3 ratio, in their eyes, is better than 6-2. Okay, let's keep going. It's not just wins, it's also MMR. Both of these are taken into consideration, alright? How do you gain an MMR website for finding games to play? Which, yeah, MMR, that's how video games find other opponents to like be same skill level as you, basically, in that. But like, that doesn't mean anything because it's not you specifically playing. It's a team-based game, so that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't matter about your ratio at all. And MMR is contrived with the strength. This is opinion based right here. MMR is contrived, whatever it is, of the strength of your team and the strength of your teams you play. How do they know the strength of my team? How do they know? It's not a boxing match where, god dang, I don't know, KSI versus freaking Logan Paul, and they can have voters voting for who looked better than what and how they did and whatever, and they vote a 10. No, this is not. That's not how this works in video games. We have proof, in fact, of why we should be in playoffs, because we're the better teams than everyone else. Okay, so yeah, I want to read all that. Go ahead, you can ignore it. I don't care. So you are welcome to frustration. I will explain how we determine MMR. They determine MMR, strength of your team, strength of the teams you played. That is what determines your MMR. Everyone starts with 0 and then it evolves over the course of the tournament. And we're going to go into the rules. We're going to go into the rules and look for the so-and-so MMR that they tell everyone. And we can obviously see, I don't see no MMR showing here, so how do we know we're actually 7? We don't. We don't. Which doesn't make sense. Why even have that there if it's wrong? It just doesn't make sense. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah. So, we don't watch you play. We determine the strength of your team by going off the strength of your opponents if you won or lost, which is yet again a biased and opinion. If you don't understand that, then you should just I don't know, bro. Like, I bet a 6th grader could understand this. I don't know how old this person is, but this is the staff, okay? This is a big role here, alright? And don't worry, his friend, Jake, Corey, actually, he is actually the guy that made the rules. So what he says is the exact same as this guy. This guy is just scamming. He's just scamming. Yeah. There isn't anything to fix. Playoffs are determined systematically by wins and MMR. Okay. But you just said MMR is determined if you won or lost. Okay. And how did they know the strength of your opponents? How do they know? Did they have, like, I don't know, seeking weight tests, or can they lift weights? They can see how strong they are. This doesn't make sense. And it's through their system, so it's not an opinion. Yeah, sure. That doesn't mean anything. I don't know how your system is. You didn't give me any algorithm. You didn't give me anything except that your system is wrong, and you need to fix it. So, okay, let's look at this. Alright. So, during this stage, the regular season, teams compete for the highest placements to move on to the postseason, which is the playoffs, alright? Alright, so, do you see anything about MMR? Because I don't. It says highest placements. What do you consider this? And how do you consider this a higher placement than this? Huh? No answer? Yeah, because there is none. There is no answer. And there's literally multiple teams that made playoffs that they're trash. Like, they did no teamwork to win. They didn't have any communication to win. My team, we won, and we know we're good, and that's why we are 7th. Why is there a team? Why is this team better, apparently to them, than the teams all the way above them? Why aren't these teams? Why aren't these teams make playoffs, huh? Well, it doesn't make sense. It actually makes no sense. Okay? Okay, I'm highest placement, explain nothing. Just starting off what you're seeing on the standings. The standings are not correct, but I literally have proof of my future matches that the standings, guess what, are pretty dang close to correct. Because even if it wasn't a 7-2 ratio, and we had a 6-2 ratio, these other teams that did 8 matches exactly, like this team, guess what? I'd be right above them. So that doesn't make a difference at all. And the team that's 16th, they're not 6-2 like the rest of these teams. They're 5-3. So I'd be above this guy no matter what. Okay? Okay, alright. Let's keep going. So, wins and MMR is what you use to determine who made playoffs, okay? So, okay, so I just found more proof that this MMR system doesn't make any sense. This team made the playoffs, okay? Okay? This team 4-3. Standings as proof. I told you they're not correct. But guess what? They are correct. They actually are, because 4 plus 3 is 8. And guess what? You need 8 matches to basically play them all. Okay? Without doing any makeup matches, if you play 8 matches, you played the minimum you're supposed to get in order to actually be close to playoffs. But guess what? 4-3. It's not the best ratio. Probably one of the lowest. Okay? My team. 72. Okay? 7-2. That is actually a 6-2, because we actually played 9 matches. So if you do, guess what? 9 minus 1, you get 8. And 7 minus 1 is 6. So that's a 6-2 ratio. And like I showed on the website, that wouldn't make a difference. We'd still be top 16. And as the rule states, highest placements. Yeah, no, that's not a high placement at all. Okay. Okay, so I literally explained the standings aren't correct, so we could take 1 off our record, maybe 6-2. Lost team is 4-3. Tell me how the MMR is higher than ours. To see how that would shift your score. The same thing can happen depending on the circumstance of any of the teams that are in the tournament. Please explain. I don't have a clue. Guess what? Yeah, it's Pinion. And then they muted me from the chat, and I just thinking, yeah, I roasted him right here. I did pass hard for 2 because I know that 6-2 is better than sticking 4-3 ratio. Yep. So this is literally a scam, and I posted that it's a scam in the general and the question thing, and they banned me from talking. So it's not just a blast. So this just proves. And yeah, I mean, this is an ambassador right here. Yeah, this is one of the ambassadors. And this guy doesn't know what he's doing either. We're gonna see. Absolutely broken. Same thing, he does the same thing. He thinks he has common sense, but 6-2 ratio is better than a 4-3. But somehow MMR, which changed everything. But this guy's definition of MMR. Let's see. MMR. Okay. Strength of the teams you played, which is opinion based. Okay. And then he also says, where is he says? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, right here. I don't know it will get updated, and yeah. Where is it? God dang it. Let's see. Where is it? It's right here. Oh, here it is. We don't want you to play. We determine the strength of your team by going off with the strength of your opponents. And then he says if you've won or lost. Okay? If you've won or lost, alright? Okay, how is a win to loss ratio different from the MMR ratio if the MMR ratio is the same as the win and loss ratio? Which is what he said. The exact same thing he said. It just doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, he was scared to sell the truth out. Yep. So this is a scam of your $30 per season, and this is all proof. And I hope this goes big because literally it blows my mind how they came up with this corrupted, rigged system. Yeah, thanks for watching, and show your hatred in the comments on your sentence, and see you later. Thanks. Goodbye.